So this is going to be a massive financial crisis, and the U.S. government, I think, is going to be at the epicenter of it.
And for you, what I admire about your work for quite some time is that you've always been tracking this, right? So going back to 2005, I've been watching your videos of you predicting 2008 crisis, the inflationary effect even from the pandemic, from lockdowns, and now moving into like the next wave. So like, how has it even been for you looking at those different periods and times? Because a lot of my audience, right, are young guys. I'm 27. They're in that age from 25 to 35. But you've seen this and the US government repeat itself over and over again. Like, what lessons have you learned from those experiences?
Well, I mean, I've been warning about these problems for a long time because the problems have been a long time in the making. It's not like we just all of a sudden have all this debt.
Mm-hmm.
We've been, going down this path for a long time. It's just that nobody seemed to care. And a lot of the predictions that I would make would take many, many years to unfold. And so a lot of people just said, well, I mean, the predictions weren't accurate because it took too long. But you don't know how long something is going to take to fully play out. There are a lot of intervening factors that are impossible to forecast, especially when the powers that be have a tremendous incentive to postpone and delay the consequences. But when they do that, they simply make it worse. So it's not that my forecasts aren't coming true. They are. In fact, they're coming true worse than my original predictions because of the degree to which governments and central banks did succeed in delaying the consequences. And so we're going to be experiencing this. But I don't know what I've learned from it is I guess you can't underestimate the ability to delay the inevitable. But the inevitable will happen. It's just a question of when and not a question of if.
For you, it's the fact that you've already been through it, you've seen it, you've raised the alarm bells. And what I thought was quite interesting is the fact that in those videos I've seen from you from 2015, 2005, 2006, people were laughing at you in those instances. And then come back 3 years later, they're applauding, right? And it's very interesting, like to analyze, human psychology from that perspective, even from 2020, 2021, first they laugh and then they follow, right? So like, how does that even make you feel from that perspective? Because we can get into aspects of the bank and what's after happening in the bank, but it looks like people observe you from afar, make these criticisms, and then a lot of these things play out to be true.
Well, some people looked at those clips and credited me, and rightfully so, for having warned about these problems. But the mainstream media, by and large, they, quickly forgot about it.
Yeah.
Because I made a lot of other predictions that hadn't come true. And so they kind of, moved past it. Although those predictions did come true and are coming true if they understood, exactly what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, I got a lot of credibility with certain people, but I don't think the overall mainstream media was able to give me the credit that I think I was due, not only for the forecasting of 2008, but for forecasting a lot of things that have happened since 2008
Mm-hmm.
that pretty much nobody expected. But I not only expected it, I warned about it, and it's happened.
Mm-hmm.
And there are a number of things that have yet to happen, but are in the process of playing out that I've warned about for over a decade.
This was a short clip from Kickoff Sessions podcast. Go check out the full episode right up here.